Good afternoon, YouTube, and welcome back to Fat Cat Collections. Today I got another new release by Nubeo, and when I say new release, I mean this is brand spanking new. Now, generally, I schedule my videos about, every 2 weeks, roughly. I was uploading every week, and I'm trying to upload Fragrance Fridays and then Watch Saturdays. But, that schedule may change, so you'll just have to subscribe to the channel, but do make sure you have the bell notification on. This way you're notified anytime I upload a new video. So this is, when I say new release, again, if you guys watch this channel, you might see a watch that I've had for like several months, and it might just be something that by the time I schedule the video that you're checking out. The downside to that is that sometimes these things sell out, and then you watch the video, you try to go get it, and you can't. So this one here, I might release a little earlier. This is Nubeo's brand new Sphyrnidae. I think I'm saying that right, and that refers to hammerhead sharks. Nubeo has two different lines in their watches. They have their space-themed and their sea-themed watches. So, of course, this falls under the sea-themed, and I absolutely love this release. Very similar, I would think, if you haven't checked out my other Nubeo video releases, I would check out some of the other ones. There is one that they have that's called the Thresher, and that refers to, again, it's themed after the Thresher shark. This one kind of reminds me of that a little bit, but it's different, right? And I totally dig this. I actually saw this not on their website, which it is on their website. I'll put the link in the description and my coupon code where you can save yourself 50% depending on what sales they're having. But this one here actually popped up on Instagram, and that's where I saw it. Now, this one here, I gotta tell you, when I review watches, or when I request watches, I'm always trying to get something that's different, right? And when we have a big collection, if you're like me and you do appreciate the watches I bring to the table, we're always looking for, as your collection gets past 100, 200, 300 mark, I think most people are, how many gold watches do you need, right? You're trying to find something different. So I tend to request watches in different colors. And Nubeo is one of these companies that kind of embodies the whole, the whole fun of collecting, right? And for me, it's about adding new additions to my collection. It's about accessorizing the watches with the particular outfit you might be wearing. And, not everybody collects that way. Not everybody, is concerned with that. But for me, that's kind of what I gravitate more towards. I like to kind of coordinate my watch. If I want to wear a red shirt, I might want to throw on a red watch, right? Of course, that isn't always the case, just sometimes. But again, this one here, Nubeo just really has a lot of colors. And it's a very fun company. And if you like variety, it's definitely a company you should check out. So once again, links in the description. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel, but do bookmark that link. Take advantage of the coupon code if you are going to make a purchase. But do catch them when they're on sale, and we'll talk about that later. So what I want to do as well is not only show you this new release, but I also want to show you some of the other watches that I just got from my shipment. Now, if you're not familiar with Nubeo, they're actually fall under the Dartmouth Brands branding, so to speak. That's kind of like the parent company. And so they have brands like Spinnaker, Nubeo, AVI8, Cadola, RGMT, and a few other brands. Again, I reviewed many of their watches on this channel. I encourage you to check out some of those older videos. A lot of times, these videos, and I hear it all the time, you folks watch the channel, you watch the content, you're like, gosh, I'm just now discovering some of your older videos. I have like 1,500 videos on this channel. And so unfortunately, not every video gets a lot of views. Some do really well, some don't. And sometimes those older videos kind of get lost. And so the downside to that is you folks who really like variety in your watch collecting are kind of missing out on seeing these amazing watches that you could probably still get your hands on. So, all right, so enough said. So I just want to share with you guys what they sent me. This is a smaller shipment. Normally I request much larger shipments from them, but I wanted to get my hands on this particular piece. I am wearing the black version on bracelet, which I'm going to come back and review this at a later date. But the one we're going to be talking about today is this execution, and this one is straight purple, right? I never would have thought I'd be requesting purple watches, but this is like my fourth now, and I don't know what it is. And you may be different, I don't know, but when I'm looking at different watches, sometimes if somebody would say to me, what's your favorite color choice in a watch? I would never say purple, right? But sometimes when they come out with a new release, I see it on here and I'm like, wow, that one really speaks to me. Like they have the black, they have the silver, but something about the purple with the gold just really just kind of drew me in. And what I love about this, it has that kind of vintage styled case, very similar you're going to find on like a Doxa style case or something like even Aqua Dive. It's kind of like that elongated kind of football shaped case. Very cool. I think this one here is the best execution in this particular watch. But all right, we're going to come back to that, right? We'll talk more about that in a second. Another watch they sent me here. This one here just called me as well. This is one of their purple Magellans, and they have, I think of all the watches that Nubeo makes, they have more Magellan color combinations than any other model. It is one of my favorite watches. If you are a Richard Mille fan or you like that style of tonneau shaped case, definitely check out these. When you get them on sale, you can get them in that $250 to $300 price range. Again, depends on supply and demand. You just never know. But I did request a purple. Very cool color. And again, the purple I requested because I don't have any purple in that particular model. I have a lot of other color options in that model. And one of the other ones I requested was out of stock. So very cool looking watch. Then of course we have one of their newer variations or newer models. This is called, I think I gotta look it up here. I can never say. It's the OAO. I'm not sure if you just say OAO or if it's OAO. I'm just not really sure. But again, this one is space themed. A little bit of a smaller watch. Most of the Nubeo watches are larger. This one definitely, for you guys who don't like big watches, this kind of reminds me of something you might find from like Bulova as far as the case. I'm not sure which model, but very cool looking watch. Of course, I don't remember requesting two of these, but maybe they just sent this to me. Very cool, very unique in how it tells time. And we're going to come back to these again. We'll review these at a later date. You're just going to have to wait. And of course we have two Spinnaker watches. Spinnaker is hands down, again, one of my most favorite companies. I forget the model number here, or the model of this one here, but check it out. Very cool. I feel like I reviewed this before, but I'll have to just double check. And then of course this is, I don't know which one this is, but I requested just because I really like kind of that blue and like, it's almost like a baby blue and then like a turquoise almost. Like two shades of blue, white face, very fun. Kind of has that grains of rice bracelet that you're going to find on like on a Doxa, kind of similar, different but similar. But I always like that bracelet. I like every bracelet. I mean, really, when it comes down to it, there's not much I don't like. But this is a very cool piece, so check that one out as well. You'll be seeing that at a later date. So let's get. Oh, let me just show you. So this is the black variation. This one also really called me. The black and purple, very cool looking. All right, so without further ado, let's get to this particular one here. All right, so let me just go back, and I'm just going to play a pronunciation here.
What is the meaning of the word Sphyrnidae?
Sphyrnidae. So Sphyrnidae. So I had to kind of refresh myself on how to say this. It is kind of a complex word, Sphyrnidae. And again, that refers to hammerhead sharks. And I love, this is one of the watches, one of the releases that Nubeo does where the theme is really tied into the watch, right? When we look at this thing just screams shark. When I look at this, I'm going to give you kind of my interpretation of this. When I look at the band on this, we do have, I believe this is silicone, again, like a nice purple. We do have a purple bezel insert on this. I'm not sure if it's just aluminum. It appears to be. It's not like a ceramic that I can tell. Again, we kind of have this kind of grainy purple face, and there are kind of a silhouette or a shadow of hammerhead sharks swimming around all over the face. And again, with those yellow gold accents, I think really just, I don't know, this color combination with the gold, purple, and silver really just, it really caught my eye. Then of course on the, I think this is the, let me see what this is here. This is the, I'm not sure which complication this is here. This looks like might be the minute. Let me see what it's doing here. Right down at the sort of the 5 o'clock position right here. I don't know if you can see that in the video, but that's actually a shark as the hand, and that just basically rotates. It looks like is that perpetual seconds? I think I'm saying that right. It is a seconds dial of some sort. So very cool. I like that they did a hammerhead shark as the hand. I'd never seen that before on any other watch. So very cool. They have kind of like this jagged, kind of what I'm going to call like almost like a sawtooth edged bezel. And of course we have like these sort of what I would consider almost like the waves in the ocean on this band. It's interesting, when I saw this online, you can't really see that there is that kind of shape in each of the, I guess the top portion near the lugs. So it's kind of similar. One might think it's also kind of similar to like that sawtooth edged bezel, but not really sure. Again, I think it's kind of representing maybe kind of the ocean and waves. Kind of that's what I get from that. You see that cool kind of Doxa style case. We do have a screw down crown on this. Again, the bezel is unidirectional rotating. I shouldn't say again, I didn't mention that yet. But very nice, clicks into position with authority. Not difficult to turn, not easy to turn, just perfect in my opinion. No back play in these. This is something that folks, when they're looking for watches in that, what we're going to consider the affordable realm, that you hear when it comes to luxury brands, people state the bezel is so much better on luxury brands, and the crown is super smooth and not gritty. But in all honesty, I just call BS on that. Honestly, those are people just lying to you. I mean, there's no other way to describe it. When I pull the crown on this and turn this, there's no grit. This is super smooth and buttery. There's no way anybody would turn a $100,000 watch and say it feels better. It's really just absolutely delusional to even think that. The bezel action on this, I mean, it's spectacular. Again, no back play, no wobbling around. I mean, they make quality watches. And one thing I've always said about watches is that when you get quality, you just get quality. Of course, there's always going to be, if you want to put this under a macro lens, look at it under 200 times magnification, might you see the finishing maybe not be as crisp and precise? Maybe, but to the naked eye, I mean, it looks fantastic. And it's really, to me, I just don't think those things are really important. We do have an exhibition window on the back, and I like that they kept it simple, clean, just kind of a light blue, what I'll call, like, I always refer to that kind of color as like a furnace blue. It's probably wrong in describing it that way, but then you have kind of like this chrome hammerhead shark swimming around the back there. Standard rotor. This one here looks like it's powered by Miyota, but they just state on their site Japanese automatic. It's something that they do on, I think, all their watches. I don't think they actually have the name of the movement, which is really odd because they also own Duxo. And I reached out the other day because a gentleman had commented on my YouTube channel saying, hey, what movement is this? And I was in front of my computer at the time, and I emailed my contact and said, hey, do you have a movement list for Duxo? And she was nice enough to send me a list, and I do have 90% of the movements for Duxo now. Hopefully I get something for Nubeo. I have had one in the past, but this model's not on it. Usually they're using Miyotas, NH35s, and sometimes kind of more of like, I don't know if they're like generic seagulls, but most of the time you're getting these Miyotas, which, again, that checks the box for a lot of folks when it comes to what they're looking for in a watch, Let me read you what they state in the description here. It says, Sphyrnidae is a family of sharks characterized by their unique hammer-shaped heads. Inspired by the remarkable sea creature, this collection is water-resistant up to 30 ATMs, together with the unidirectional turning bezel and Swiss New Light Luminous. This watch is perfect for your next aquatic adventure. Limited edition 600 piece. Most of, I think all of Nubeo's watches are all limited edition to some aspect, right? Whether or not they sell out, again, supply and demand, popularity. The price is all over the place. So Nubeo, what they do is, and I don't like it, I hope they change it at some point, is that their pricing, I just wish they would kind of follow suit what they did with Spinnaker. Again, they own Spinnaker. The Spinnaker has their everyday price, and then they have sales, and the sales are mild, right? You might get 20% off or something like that. Then we have my coupon code. You might get a little discount on that depending on what sale is going on. With Nubeo, they put these watches as always being 50% on sale. And I don't like that because, like, when I click this one, add to the cart, let me see what it pulls up as. This one's brand new, 810. So on this, I believe you can use my coupon code and get 50% off, and you get it for $405. Realistically, when we look at watches, and I personally don't, putting luxury brands aside, remember, luxury to me is you're really paying for this fine attention to detail that you really can't honestly see or feel, okay? And so, to me, $400 is kind of like, really all you need to spend on a watch. I mean, it's not like you're getting any more features by spending more. But this is where supply and demand comes in. If there's a watch that you see, like if this watch starts selling like hotcakes and it's almost out of stock, they're probably not going to do any kind of insane pricing on it. If something is only worth what somebody's willing to pay, and sometimes paying more doesn't always mean you're getting quality. It means you might be getting a name, like luxury brands. I know a lot of folks don't want to. Watch stores want to pretend like that's not a factor, but it's just not true. It really is not true. You're paying for mostly what you're paying for is the name, whether they want to admit it or not. It's the truth. Other than that, what objectively, and I talk about check boxes when we look at watches. Objectively, what are features you're looking for a watch? One, what is it made out of? Well, I would say number one is, do you like it? Is it something that excites you? When I went to the website, opened it up, looked at this new model, again, what really drew me in was their Instagram ad. When I saw this sucker in purple, it just really called to me. I love it. I don't think I would feel the same reaction in any other color. For this particular model, this particular color combination, I absolutely love it. I love what they did about tying the theme in with the, I believe, again, correct me if I'm wrong here, perpetual seconds, or it just might be called seconds. Again, a little bit of that gold, that sawtooth bezel. I love it. It's such a cool looking watch. So that's what really drew me in. So next to that, what is it made out of? So we have 316 stainless steel. When we look at quality materials, some folks will say, hey, that I have had bad luck with rubber straps or silicone. What do we got here on this? We have strap on this is, does it mention? So this is just rubber. It says here, this is actually kind of new. I've never seen Nubeo use this material before. They say here it says 24 millimeter purple, obviously, FKM rubber strap. I'm not sure what FKM is. I'll have to Google that and find out what FKM is. But generally, some folks might say, hey, I don't want silicone, or I prefer, rubber, I prefer isofrane, or I prefer canvas. So that's going to be kind of more of a, I always say that when it comes to a watch, I always like to kind of bank on something failing, even though of all the watches I have, like nothing, really little has failed on any watch that I own. But this is something that you could always, 24 millimeter lug to lug strap is always something you could find a bracelet for, or find another purple strap, canvas, leather, or you could always find that. So you're not going to be stuck with a watch that if something fails, you're going to be, it's going to end up just being a paperweight, right? So I like that. Next to that, what does the bezel feel like? What kind of, again, do you have 316 stainless steel? Do you have a screw down crown? What kind of movement do you have? And so ultimately, there's very little that I think when it comes to features that you can really look for in a watch. These are kind of like, it's kind of like saying, hey, I'm looking at this car. Does the car come with an engine? Most of them do. And when we look at watches, again, you might be more particular having like a Valjoux movement if you're getting an automatic chronograph. Or you might want, a Swiss-made Solita for your own reasons. But at the end of the day, all these watches, no matter what you go with, quartz, automatic, cheap automatic, whatever you go with, tell time reasonably well. And something like this with what I believe to be a Miyota, you're not going to have any problems with. I don't, I guess you could always have an issue with something in life. That's just the way it goes. But for the most part, of all the Nubeo watches I have, of all the watches I have in general, whether it be Invicta, Aragon, Bulva, Pagani Design, I haven't had any issues with them. And a lot of them are, 8 to 10 years old. Again, depends on when I got them, of course. But rest assured, with Nubeo, you're getting amazing quality. If you do order this, I would try using my coupon code so you can get 50% off. I think $400 is a realistic price when we look at brands like Phoebos and Pantor and a lot of these micro brand companies. That $300 to $400 price range is what most watches cost. Can you pay more? Absolutely. Can you pay less? Sure. If you pay less, are you getting inferior quality? Not really. But if this watch really calls to you, I can't think of any other watch made that I've seen that looks like this. This is very unique, and it has its own vibe going on. So absolutely love it. It's a great execution by Nubeo, and again, they just keep coming out with cooler and cooler watches. Awesome. What else? Let me give you a few more specs here. Again, stainless steel in the case, 49 millimeter case diameter, 17.4 inches in case thickness. Obviously purple dial color. We have that Swiss New Light sapphire lens. That is a checkbox for many people. I think it's not really something to worry about, but if you are looking for that, a lot of folks kind of feel like, all right, I'm paying $400 for it. It better have sapphire, and I get that. 2-year warranty, buying directly from Nubeo. So without further ado, let's slap this on the wrist. I'll show you what it looks like. I'll kind of show you the box too. I don't always do that, but this is just a killer watch. Only downside with like these rubber straps, silicone rubber, whatever you want, whatever strap you get on whatever particular model, they do kind of hang out the back a little bit here, and that's just something you gotta deal with. If you have a 7-inch wrist, what do I got here? About an inch hanging. I wouldn't really mess with it. One could cut it down, but do you really want to do that? I don't think it looks bad or anything like that. But it's interesting, when I was looking at myself in the mirror wearing this a little bit ago, I was almost like, wow, that thing is huge. And it might just be because lately, I haven't worn a lot of the bigger watches. I go in waves. Sometimes I wear the big watches. Sometimes I wear the smaller, reasonable sized watches. But this thing, I don't know, 49 millimeter, it just, to me, it just looks huge. And I don't know, maybe I'm just kind of forgetting what these watches look like. I don't know, I just wore an Invicta the other day. So, but I don't know, it just has a great presence. Now, just kind of like, I didn't do this on purpose here. I'm wearing a Kiss shirt. We got some purple in there. But you see, obviously, it kind of coordinates. Goes pretty well with the shirt. And that's kind of the fun that I have collecting watches and, deciding which watch I wear. I do get asked that question quite a bit on this channel. How do you rotate your watches? What makes you wear one over the other? And generally, it usually has to do with, where I'm going and what I'm actually wearing. Really the shirt. I mean, jeans are kind of jeans, right? But with the shirt, if I have, again, some purple, I might wear a purple watch. It just depends on my mood. The box right here, get that Nubeo cardboard. I always like the Nubeo presentation. They're a lot of fun. They're very colorful to open on up. We have kind of like this kind of wavy blue and orange background on the inside of the box. Pretty cool. Very nice dive case. I love the orange on this. It just screams dive watch. But depending on which Nubeo you get, and I don't mean specific model, and I might mean that. I'm not sure if the different colors come in different boxes, but I have many Nubeo boxes like this. This is kind of a theme that most of their watches come in. Of course, some of the other ones do come in boxes that are just standard cardboard. Again, nothing really wrong with it. I could go either way. These are kind of, I got a lot laying around, so. But it is a really nice dive case. When you open this up, the presentation just really screams, dive, ocean. Very cool. You pop out the outer cover here, where you have kind of this, the name of the watch. I don't know. It's just a very fun watch. We have the instruction manual here. What is this? Yeah, the instruction manual, warranty card. No tools or anything like that. Pretty simple, basic. But I don't know. The orange is just awesome. And what I like about these boxes too, I don't like the Invicta boxes. If you're getting a three slot on Invicta, it's huge. An 8 slot, gigantic. These are pretty nice, and even if you do want to store your watches in these, they don't take up a ton of room. One thing I think Nubeo should do is, maybe with some of these, make it for a 2 slot. Just give somebody the ability to slap another watch in there if they want to store them like this. But it's just it's not even a gripe, just an idea, that's all. But pretty cool. Now, I will state, though, it would have been kind of cool, as much as I love the orange, on a purple watch, it would have been kind of cool to have a purple box. But remember, these boxes aren't specific to each model. So you might get, the black, and it comes in the same box. But awesome looking execution. I love the color on this, and definitely a very fun watch. Definitely one to get noticed. Some folks refer to the purple as like a Barney. I guess it's like a cartoon character of some sort. I'm not a child, so though I do act like a child a lot of times. But anyway, purple I guess is what Barney is. Man, it's a pretty fun watch. And I'll tell you, when you look at other companies out there, Nubeo is definitely, when I compare it to some of the other brands out there, Invicta's kind of known for being fun, right? There's a lot of loud options, a lot of colors, and I love that Nubeo is just not, staying in that kind of reserved lane where it's just like we have to appease only the conservative folks. It's meant to be fun. I always say if you're conservative with the Nubeo brand, you can always just get the standard stainless steel or the black, depending on what model. But with this one, I don't know. This thing is this is just a really fun watch. Now let me just give you guys the color options here. Let me see if this is even listed. I had a hard time finding this. When you go to their site, and I know you will go to the site, and you look for this watch, I just don't like you normally they put the new models at the very top. And this one here, I'm scrolling through the whole site. I'm just not seeing this thing. So I don't know why. Maybe it's just a little bit of a glitch in their site that they haven't added this yet. Let me try to search it here. I will put you, normally I'll link just to the generic homepage on Nubeo, but I will put you, there we go, to the actual page. Alright, so let me give you guys some color options. I may throw this up here or not. This is kind of one of those things when I get a specific model and then I go back and I look at the other colors. At first I was like, oh no, I know exactly which colors I want. And then I go back and I'm like, oh, the black and gold is pretty nice. Now I think I might want to request that. So you have a green and silver, the black on purple, which I showed you earlier, the black and gold, all conservative stainless steel and black. We have the purple, we have the blue, we do have a white and green, and then the red, Neptune red it's called. So I think what you guys, let me know in the comment section, I think when you guys go to the link and look at the colors, I really think that this watch is the one that pops the most. I don't know what it is about the gold, silver, and purple, but I don't know. It's just an awesome execution, and I don't know, man. I think you guys, I think that's the one that's gonna sell out. So let me know what you guys think, though. But anyway, thanks for watching. Have a fantastic day. Let me know if I can help, and take care.